to an evening of old-time radio.
Hello, this is Greg from An Evening of Old Time Radio. This is kind of an impromptu video that I'm going to put out there. The purpose of this is basically to address the growing issue with, I think, a lot of channels, but it seems like it's really happening to a lot of OTR channels like mine, of thieves that are impersonating my channel, Late Late Horror Show, Spellbinders of Suspense, others, where they basically copy and paste my channel's information onto their channel. The first time it happened was about a month ago. It was a thief that literally stole my artwork, even called his channel An Evening of Old Time Radio, copied and pasted my channel description into theirs, including my name, Greg Fordyce, my email link, my donate links, even the subscribe link went back to my channel. Copied all my videos, uploaded them as if they were his. The only thing he changed was he put a different background instead of using my background that I had created. But other than that, video descriptions, video titles, everything was exactly the same. Thanks to you guys who all overwhelmingly reported this guy to YouTube. YouTube took it down in about 2 days. And I thought that was the end of it. Since then, either the same or another douchebag has done the same thing. And this channel has been up now for 2 months, but the same thing. Copied and pasted my channel description into theirs. Instead of calling it An Evening of Old Time Radio, they did change the name to something else like Daily Radio, but it says, "Hi, I'm Greg Fordyce." Copied and pasted my email address, my donate links. If you click on the subscribe link, it takes you back to my channel. Did change the artwork, has a different logo, that's about it. Copied all my videos, uploaded them on his or her channel. Same video title, same video descriptions. The only difference is, again, using a different video background. And this time, I will give them credit, they were a little clever. Instead of taking one of my 8-hour videos and just uploading it with a different background, split it into 2 parts. So an 8-hour video is now a part 1, 4 hours, and a part 2, 4 hours. So they took the time to do that, but it's still my audio track. The reason I'm bringing all this up, oh, and by the way, it's also happened to Late Late Horror Show, who I'm sure you guys are familiar with. He had the same thing happen to him. His community overwhelmingly reported it to YouTube. YouTube took that channel down in like 12 hours. And the same thing happened to Spellbinders of Suspense. I don't know if that channel's still up or not, and it's going to happen again, and again, and again, and again. So if you are an OTR channel watching this, watch out. They're coming for you next. YouTube has decided not to take the second imposter's channel down who's copying me, despite the fact that he's copied and pasted all my information using my name, my email, my donate links, my subscribe links, everything. I'm not going to comment on what I think of YouTube. For all I know, they'll yank this video if I do that. But in any event, you can read the subtext. So what is the best way to handle this thievery, this impersonation, this stealing of my work? There's so many different ways I could handle it. There's so many different ways I could react and deal with it. But this is probably a little more constructive. The reason I want to address this is because all of you overwhelmingly did report this second channel to YouTube as well, and I appreciate that, and have left overwhelmingly positive comments about it and how you don't think it's right. I appreciate that very much. There have been a few comments, though, that I want to address, and that's really the point of this video. A few comments have said, well, what does it matter, because it's not really your audio track that he's copying anyway. You're just using public domain old-time radio episodes, and you're just putting them to a background that you created. So if he's copying the audio track, you didn't create the audio track, then it's not really stealing. He didn't steal your video background, which you did create. He only stole the audio track. And those are public domain old-time radio episodes that anybody can use. So I want to address that. Yes, it is still stealing. Why? One, because I took the time to create a theme for the video and to select out of the literally tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of episodes in my library, to go through every single genre and every single show to select the individual episodes that fit the theme of the particular video the compilation that I'm putting together. Two, the fact that I did take the time to put those into a video and edit it and upload it and manage the LUFs. Anyone who knows, who has a YouTube channel knows what I'm talking about when I say LUFS, LUFs. And to do the time stamping and the descriptions and all of the other things that are involved in putting a video together, even if it is public domain old-time radio episodes. And three, the main thing that I want to address in this video, they're not the same old-time radio public domain episodes on my channel that you will find anywhere else. Why? Because I take the time to remaster every single solitary episode that I put in my videos. What do I mean by remastering? It means that I take the raw audio file of the original Old Time Radio episode and I clean it up. I optimize it. I import it into my audio editing software, and I take anywhere between 10 and 20 minutes per episode, sometimes longer depending on how messed up the episode is. Around 2.5 hours for every 8-hour video that I upload. I spend editing and remastering and optimizing every single audio file that I put in my videos. So no, they're not the same audio files that are out there in the public domain. By the time I'm done remastering every episode, it's a completely different audio file. But the fact that I spend literally hundreds and hundreds of hours every year remastering and optimizing all of these thousands of OTR episodes that make their way into my 8, 9, 10-hour videos, and changing them and improving them and literally making them a completely different audio file than they were to begin with, means that when you steal my audio track, you are stealing my audio track. This isn't about monetization. That's a completely different topic. YouTube does not feel that what I do is original or that it adds value. They refuse to monetize me or any other OTR channel because we're just using OTR episodes that are in the public domain. No, we're not. But again, we're not going to get into that. If I spend hundreds of hours a year remastering those files and transforming them from crappy sounding, horrible, hissy, poppy, clicky, almost inaudible pieces of crap into a nice, optimized, beautiful sounding audio file, I have transformed it into something completely different. And all the work that goes into that should count for something. But again, this is not about monetization. That's a different topic. This is about whether or not it's stealing when you steal my audio track and put it up on one of your videos. Yes, it is. And we're going to get into that right now. Okay, so you're looking at my Audacity audio editing software. I wanted to show you, and again, I'm not going to go into great detail. This is basically, I want you to listen, not watch. I have it up there as a visual representation. So on top, I have an original file. This is actually a CBS Radio Mystery Theater episode in its original form that I got, I don't remember where. And then the bottom one is after I spent about 15 minutes remastering it. So I haven't done anything with it. I'm just going to hit play. In fact, let's zoom out. I'll pick somewhere about a third of the way in. I don't know. Let's go to 4:30 right here. 4 minutes and 30 seconds. I'm going to just hit play and you listen.
Let's go on. I'll take a chance. There's always an empty room somewhere. Not this weekend. Well, don't worry about it. Why should I worry? I got a place to sleep.
Okay. As you can tell from the video representation here, this is the actual waveform. Very, very low volume issue. Barely audible. You can hear there's a lot of noise, a lot of hiss in that. And I'm not sure if you could even tell because the volume is so low, but there's a lot of bass in that. So it's got several audio issues that have to be corrected. And the only way to do that is to start messing with this file and doing a lot of remaster. And again, I'm not going to show you how I do it. There's another video on my channel that you can go to if you have any interest in that whatsoever. My point is that I take that horrible sounding file.
Loud, back at the airport. Let's go on. I'll take a chance.
And I turn it into this same spot. This is the remastered file after I'm done optimizing it.
Take a chance. There's always an empty room somewhere. Not this weekend. Well, don't worry about it. Why should I worry? I got a place to sleep.
Kind of sounds different, don't it? Yeah, just a little bit different. Now, I'm going to take this one right here. Because the volume was so low, I'm going to increase the volume on that just so you can hear. Because the volume is so darn low on that thing. Now I'm going to increase it even a little more than that. Now, let's play that same spot. This is the original file.
Let's go on. I'll take a chance. There's always an empty room somewhere. Not this weekend. Well, don't worry about it. Why should I worry? I got a place to sleep.
Okay. I mean, again, you can hear it now, but it's just all noise and bass, and it just sounds like crap. Now here is the same spot on the remastered version. Again, for you to hear the contrast before and after.
Come on, I'll take a chance. There's always an empty room somewhere. Not this weekend. Well, don't worry about it. Why should I worry? I got a place to sleep.
Okay, so in addition to the volume being improved, obviously, all the noise is gone, all that hiss. And the low-end bass that was so prevalent in the original version has now been eliminated, and the high-end and some of the mids have been brought out through equalization. Basically entails, I mean, there's a whole bunch of different things, but I can really boil it down to just three main high-level points. One, volume. There's volume issues. Either the volume is too low, or it's too loud and it'll blow out your speakers, or there's great disparity between the louds and the softs, the dynamics that has to be evened out. We call that normalization or leveling. The second main thing is noise, as you heard in that original file.
Are you
Hear
sure?
that?
Positive.
Shh. So there's noise issues that have to be either eliminated or at least reduced to the point where you can actually hear the rest of the file. And then the third issue is usually EQ. There's either too much bass, there's either too much treble. Rarely, once in a while, there's too many mids. But you have to do some equalization, optimization, fix those issues as well. There's a lot of sub-subjects on each one of those 3 points, but it really boils down at a high level to those 3 issues. And that takes time, and it takes a lot of work, and to turn a file that sounds like crap, like this one, into something that sounds good, like this.
And you're throwing your money away.
You can actually understand them. Now, another thing is that when you do change one of those 3 factors, if you start messing with the noise, it can have an impact on the other 2. It can affect the volume, and it can impact the EQ, because you're not just changing one little section. When you eliminate noise from the entire file, you're eliminating that noise is inherent in the entire file. It's not a separate track that you're pulling out. It's literally blended in with the dialogue and with the music and and the sound effects. So when you pull something out, you're actually pulling something out of all those other things as well. And that can have anywhere from a very small impact to a huge impact. If you change the EQ and you pull the bass out of the file, okay, great. So you pulled the bass out of some of the dialogue. Well, now the sound effects might be messed up because they're supposed to have a lot of bass, or maybe the music is supposed to have a lot of bass, but you pulled out the bass out of it, and so on and so forth. But it's a lot more complex than it sounds. And I guess the reason I'm pointing all this out is to show that there is a lot of work that goes into remastering all of these episodes. Now, this admittedly is a really, really extreme example. In fact, to be fair, most CBS Radio Mystery Theater episodes are actually in pretty decent shape compared to so many old-time radio shows out there. CBS Radio Mystery Theater, and some people argue, well, that's not even really old-time radio, it's from the 70s. Yeah, we can debate that upside down and backwards. I could have picked something from Suspense or Lux Radio Theater or Jack Benny or anything you want. There's plenty of examples of lousy files out there. I just picked this one, I'll be honest, because it was at the top of my library alphabetically. CBS, it was up there towards the top. And I happen to know this particular episode. I've always wanted to use it in a show, and I kind of held off doing so because it has so much noise in it. So that one just popped into my mind, and I thought I wanted to show an extreme example of a really bad audio file. I would say most of them require at least volume and noise remastering. I'd say maybe a third require EQ remastering. But you almost always have to do some optimization of at least 2 of those 3 points, if not all 3 of those points, on almost every single old-time radio episode you want to put in a video. At least I do. Maybe I have too high standards. Maybe people don't care that much if there's a little bit of hiss, or there's a few pops, or there's a few clicks, or if it's a little bassy, or if it's got too much treble, or if the volume is a little too low, or if it's a little too loud, or you know what? I don't care. I do. I care. And that's why I do it. I think you would be hard-pressed, honestly, to find better-sounding episodes than the ones that I put on my channel. If you can, great. I'm not saying I'm the best audio optimizer in the world. I'm sure other people are better at remastering audio than I am. In fact, I guarantee it. But they are certainly a vast improvement, as you can see here in this example, over the original audio file, which, let's face it, these things are anywhere between 50, 60, 70, 80 years old. A lot of these come from wax cylinders or vinyl recordings, or some other medium that sat in a hot basement, some storage unit for decades and decades, and then somebody hit play on it and held a microphone to a cassette recorder up to it and copied it onto tape, and then somebody copied that tape to another tape, and then that tape to another tape, and then someone finally decided to copy that, make it into a digital recording, and by then it's gone through so many generations of copies that the audio quality keeps degrading generation by generation, copy by copy, so that we're left it's a miracle that we're even able to understand some of these episodes that survive to this day. This is why people that steal my audio track, you're stealing this right here. You're stealing this. You're stealing the work that I put into making this. If you were stealing this crappy sounding piece of crap, I probably wouldn't even care. You go ahead and put that on your video because, you know, more power to you. If you're so lazy that you're going to steal something that sounds like crap, then you go right ahead and do it. But the fact that you're stealing this, that I put all these hours and hours into remastering so that it sounds as high quality as I can possibly make it, then yeah, you're stealing from me. You're stealing from any other channel that does the same thing. And, you know, not only are you a thief and are you unethical, but quite frankly, you're just a douchebag. So anyway, that's the end of the before and after to show you the example, the contrast between what the audio file sounds like before I've remastered it and after. Basically, to summarize, you know, the best thing I can think of as a comparison is right now on YouTube, you know, these reaction videos are everywhere, reaction channels. There are thousands and thousands of these things. I'm sure you guys have seen them. Somebody or a group of people sit there, and in one corner of the screen, you see a copyrighted music video or a movie, a copyrighted movie, and then the rest of the screen is filled up with the channel owner sitting there reacting to it. And occasionally they'll hit pause and go, wow, that was a great guitar solo. Play. Oh, wow, man, that guy's got a great voice. Oh, wow, did you hear that drummer? Wow, that was a great drum fill. That's not against YouTube's rules. That actually, even though it's a copyrighted work, it's a copyrighted song, it's a copyrighted video, it's a copyrighted movie, it's a copyrighted performance, is the channel owner adding any value? No, it's just purely for entertainment purposes. And I get that, right? I mean, the main reason we watch videos or we listen to old-time radio is for entertainment, right? I get that. But I kind of have a problem with reaction videos because these guys are making literally tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, getting millions and millions and millions of views, watching other people's copyrighted work and simply commenting on it. Oh, wow, that was awesome. Wow, what a great singer. Oh, wow, that was funny. Oh, that was a great... whatever. Yeah, it's entertaining to watch somebody watch a video of Led Zeppelin's Stairway to Heaven for the first time. Yeah, right. And to see their reaction. Okay. Yeah, it's entertaining. It's amusing. But to compare that to old-time radio, where we're using public domain, not copyrighted, public domain works, and we're putting them in a compilation, and in my case, we're remastering the audio and optimizing it and transforming it from a piece of crap sounding audio track to a completely new, completely different, brand new audio experience for the listener. To get back to my original point as far as stealing my audio track, stealing my channel, impersonating my channel by using my material, when I spend and the other OTR channel owners spend hundreds and hundreds of hours a year transforming these audio tracks that sound like crap into something that sounds really, really good, and you steal all that. You steal my audio track, you steal all that hard work of mine and put it up on your channel as if it's yours. Yeah, you're stealing. It's wrong. And the fact that YouTube doesn't see a problem with that, I think that says everything you need to know about YouTube. But they don't have a problem with the reaction videos using copyrighted material because of the fair use exception in the copyright law. The value that I bring, the uniqueness that I add to my videos is I'm giving you the very best audio quality, and I put the work in and I put the time in to make sure that I give that to you. That is my point about the stealing of my audio tracks, because they are my audio tracks. I spent the time and I put in the work and I put in the hours to remaster all that audio so it sounds completely different than the original audio track. That's the value that I and the other OTR channels add. So anyway, that's my 2 cents as far as addressing people that have commented, hey, what's the big deal about stealing your audio track? It's just public domain, old-time radio shows. You took it from somewhere else and now somebody's taking it from you. It's available for everybody to use. There's no big deal. Yeah, it is a big deal. And you just saw why it's a big deal. But I did want to thank all of you who did report the Imposters channel to YouTube. It didn't do any good. YouTube doesn't see anything wrong with them copying and pasting my content into their channel. But I do thank you very much for standing up for me and standing up for the channel. If you are one of those people and you don't, and this is the first time you've heard of my channel, this is the first video you've heard of my channel, this is the first you've even heard of people impersonating OTR channels, and you stumble across one of these these thieves channels, don't give them your subscriptions, don't give them money, don't donate. Don't give them your time. Don't give them your views. Don't like their videos. Find out where the video originally came from and go to that channel, because they're the ones that put in the hard work to bring you that optimized audio in the first place. Believe me when I say that I and all the other OTR channels out there thank you from the bottom of our hearts for doing that. And in that way, by not giving any oxygen to these thieves, hopefully they will eventually just fade away. That's enough for now. Thanks again for watching. Thanks again for subscribing and supporting the channel. I'm Greg Fordyce, and I will see you next time. Bye.